and you need to sow the seeds. So the process is gonna be, you are going to dig a hole, right? And you'll put a seed in it, and then after that, you'll cover it with the soil again, and then you'll water it. So this is gonna be the process. This is what you are going to repeat again and again, right? So how loop helps us? It's like a machine which will automatically perform this task, right? So it will automatically dig the hole, right? And then put a seed in it and then cover it with the soil and then water it, right? So now how it is going to be helpful? So if you have to do a task, very easy for you, right? You can simply dig a hole and do it. But suppose you have need to repeat a task when we know how many times we need to repeat a task, right? So this is what, right? This is what, this is where the for loop works, where we know, okay, why, okay, half of the screen, yeah, on the rest of the screen, nothing is there, but still, just a second. Okay. Now, this is what for loop is, right? When we know how many times we need to repeat a task. Right. So for an example, if I know like in my bag I have 100 seeds, so I need to repeat the task 100 times. So this is where the for loop works. So how I'm going to implement it? Suppose I have a list. A is equals to, I'll have a list, right? In this list, I'll have some values. Okay. So this is what it is. Now, how I'm going to write a for loop? For I in A, right? Print, sorry, print I. Let it execute. So it is going to print each item one by one. I'll be explaining you how does that work. Right. So here it is. These lines and I'll explain you. Okay. Here. So what this I is, let's understand what this I is first. So I is a temporary variable, right? So what a temporary variable means here, so temporary variables going to store the values temporarily, right? It is going to store the values temporarily, right? For unless a new person comes. So it can at a time, at a single time, it can store only one value, right? So once the new value comes, the value of I will be updated, right? For an example, let's say I don't have a real life example for this, but yeah, still you can think of the example on your own, right? It's like how, so suppose we are assuming this is I, right? And initially the value of I was is 1. So when a new value arrives, right? So now the 1 will be no more there, right? Then the value of 1 or I will be 2. So it is a temporary variable. So I is what? I is a temporary variable, right? Now, how does it work? So, as I said, so for loop indicates to go in A list, right? So it will go inside A and pick the first value, right? And then going to store in I, right? So this way, what is the value of I on the first iteration? Iteration means when the loop executed for the first time, when the loop executed for the first time, what is the value of it? It is 1, right? So in the next line, it is printing I. So it that is why it printed 1, right? Then the loop iterated once again, right? Again, the same process followed. It followed the same process for indicated to go in A. This time it picked the second value, right? Store in I again. Now the value will be replaced by or updated by 2, right? Now in the next line it will be printing I. So it printed 2 again, right? So this way it is going to repeat the steps unless until or unless the list there is no more value in the list itself, right? I hope you got it. How did it work? You got it? Got it. That's good. Okay, nice. If you got it. So instead of typing in the chat box, guys, you can just give me a thumbs up. And if you don't get something, then you can let me know. Mithun, you just need to tell me like what you didn't get, right? Because it's been like 10 minutes I've been explaining the loops. So you need to specify which specific part you need to understand. Okay, if you have just joined Mithun, so please refer to the recorded lectures whenever it will be updated. Right? So Deepa, as I said, like tell me what to explain once again because it's been 10 minutes that I have been explaining this. Right? Which specific part you didn't get? Tell me that. Okay, let's move ahead in this itself. Okay, we'll discuss that as well, Afan. Right? Now after this. This is about like when we have a list and we have want to print something. Now what if you want to add a condition in it, right? You want to add a condition in this. So for an example, let's say if the value of I is equals to 5, break the loop, right? So that is a condition. So how it is gonna work? So I'll simply add if I is equals to 5. I'll let you know why I use double is equals to in here, right? Equals to and single is equals to means double is equals to is you are comparing both the values. Remember that LHS, whether LHS or and RHS are equal or not. This is what double is equals to is used for. And single is equals to is used to perform or to assign a value to a variable. So this is the difference between the single is equals to and the double is equals to, right? Now if I execute it further, right? So it printed till 5. Why so? Let me explain. Right. So on the first iteration, the value of I is 1. It is 1. Right. So now in the first line, the value has been stored inside or within I. So we got to know the value of I is 1. Then it moved to the next line. Here it will check whether the value of I is equals to 1 or not. Sorry, whether it is equals to 5 or not. So 1 is not equals to 5. So it is not going to go inside this, right? It will from here, it will directly go and print I, which is 1, right? Again, right? Value will be replaced by 2 then, right? And same thing, it will check again. No, it is not equals to 2 for, sorry, 5. So it will skip, it is not going to break it. It will simply print 5. It will repeat this process until the value matches, right? So in the on the fifth iteration, when the value of I is 5, so it sees, oh, both the values are equal. So it break the loop immediately. Break the loop immediately means ending the loop, right? We have given it a condition. If the value of I becomes 5, so stop the loop immediately. So that concept is in while loop, Deepa. So we'll discuss that as well. That is in the another loop, right? So this is how it does work, right? I hope all you got it. How the break statement works. No, there is no such format. So it's just like only declaration. Yeah, this is how you directly need to specify. You don't need to add the like unnecessary lines in here. The value, as this is the value, this is not an index, this is the value. You are assigning the value, not the index it is checking. So break is used, Mithun, when you want to apply a specific condition or you want, if a specific situation happens, break it or stop something. As I was using the example of the seeds, right? So, for example, let's say I'm sowing sunflower seeds, right? But while sowing the sunflower seeds, I have given the condition to my machine like if there is marigold seeds, right? Or lily seeds. So don't, sorry, what I was saying. Don't use those seeds, stop the machine immediately. So this is what it is. So if you have specified a specific condition and if you want at if a specific thing happens, so stop that action immediately. So this is where the loop, sorry, this is where the break works, right? Then after this, we have continue as well. Yeah, 6 to 10 numbers, as I said, it breaked the loop immediately. That means it simply stopped the machine that was sowing the seeds, right? So it is not gonna continue further. It just ended it over there, right? But as I said, we have a continue as well, right? I'm coming to that itself, Mithun, right? So suppose we are taking the example of this machine now. So suppose our machine is sowing the seeds, but the thing is, if some other seed comes in, the machine only you have given a command, let's say if lily seeds comes in, you just skip that seed and saw rest of the seeds, right? So this can be a scenario. So for that purpose, we have continue statement, right? So I'll copy the same code. Sorry. Here we go. Right. Instead of break, now I'll be writing continue. Right. So what it is going to do, it will simply skip 5 and print rest of the numbers. So see, it just skipped 5, right? 4 and it skipped 5 and then printed 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It is same like that itself. Clear? Okay. Yeah, I am not sure like how does machine money counting machine works, but yeah, if you say so. So if you have to print till 5, this is for loop, right, Mithun? This is for loop. Oh no, you can use any variable. It's not like you need to use I, but yeah, you can use any other variable as well. It's totally up to you. Yes, right, Vikas. Yeah, it will skip 5 and print rest of the numbers. No, so then if your values are random, I'm assuming if you have random values, so it will be stopping the loop or ending the loop or skipping the 5 value only, not the fifth position value. It is going to skip the 5, right? So we are not using indexes over here. To make it clear, we are not using indexes. We are using the values, right? This is not an index value. This is a value, a number, a data it is. Yeah, then you can see if you want to skip two numbers, so then you can specify this if condition twice. Or better way is gonna be you can write or, right? Like this. Or I is equals to let's say 6, right? So see, it skipped 4 and 5, sorry, 5 and 6 both. Got it? I'll be just removing or I'll be just commenting out this rest of the part. Right? Okay. Now let's move ahead. And there is another thing in here. So here I am giving the numbers, right? But we have a function which is a range function in for loop, right? That can be used to generate the numbers, right? So for that, Afroz, connect with the support team. They'll help you out with the recorded lectures. right? Okay. So I'm coming to the range function. So how does it work for I in range, right? So I am gonna give the range. So I want number starts from 1, go till 10, right? And skip, sorry, I'll keep it this only at this point, right? So as you can see, just like we had discussed in the indexing and slicing in list, right? It works the same way. So as I have given 10, so it is printing till 9 only, like always minus 1. So if I want to print till 10, so I need to specify 11 over here. So it will be printing from 1 to 10 then, right? Now, see, this is one thing in this. Now there is one more thing that you can do as we were doing in list as well, right? If you want to skip two values, sorry, one value, so you'll write two in here. So it is going to skip one value in between, right? 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, right? So this is how you can do it. I hope all you have got it. Right? In the same one, you can implement the if and the, sorry, not if, this continue and break statement. I'll be writing it as a task that you can perform. If three values are there, I didn't get that, Mithun. Okay. So, arrange there are three value. How the output will come? So, if you are sorry, so if you are going to pass three here, so it will skip two values. So, if we are passing two, it is skipping one values. If you pass three, it will skip two values, and so on. If you pass four, it will skip three. If you put five, it will skip four. If you want to skip three values, that means you need to pass four. If you put one, there will be no error, but it is not going to skip anything in there. So Vikas, we have used, so in a list as well, we were skipping the values, right? So 1 is the start range, 11 is the end range, and 2 is the skip, or you can say start, stop, and step. So it is skipping one value in between. As I'm passing 2, so it will skip one value. If I'll pass 3, it will skip two values then. Right? So this is how, so on, it will skip the value. So if I'll be passing 4, it is going to skip 3 then. Okay. Now, moving towards the while loop. So as I said, uh, for loop is used when we know how many times we need to repeat a task. On the other hand, while loop is used when we don't know how many times to repeat a task. Okay. So for an example, I'll use the same example. So earlier I know like I have 100 seeds in my bag. I need to sow these seeds, sow these 100 seeds. But now the thing is, I or someone came and told me you need to sow the seeds or you need to sow the seeds in this entire field. So now you don't know, right, how many seeds we need, we will be required, or how many times we need to dig a hole, or how many times we need to water the field, right? So according to that, we'll be using the while loop when we don't know how many times will be required to repeat a task. Right. So how does it work? Let me write the code and then I'll explain you. Right. As I'm using I, guys, you can use any variable. While I is less than 10, print I. I guess someone was asking where this will be, aren't we gonna increment the values I is equals to I plus 1. So guys, just be focused over here. It is a bit not a complex, I would say, but you need to be focused here to understand how this while loop works. Right. See, now at this point, how did it work? Right. So I is equals to 0. Right. While I is less than 10, print I. I is equals to I plus 1. Right. So how did it work? There's 0, 1, 2, 3. So initially, I over here is also a temporary variable. So the value of I is 0, right? So you can assume this 0 like you have given a starting point from where the machine needs to start sowing the seeds, right? This is a start position we are assuming. So you can ask machine to start from any point, like as I can ask it to start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like the machine can start, we can give the start point to machine from the left, right, from the top right, from upper right, lower right, bottom right, or whatever. So right? So now this is what the start is, right? From here, it is going to start. Now, here it is going to check the condition, right? So while I is less than 10, right? So while I is less than 10, so what is the value of I? It is 0, which is less than 10, right? So the condition is true, right? So it printed I in the next line, which is why it printed 0, right? Then I is equals to I plus 1 we have. What does it mean? That we are incrementing 1 in the above value. Whatever the value of I is, we are adding 1 in it. So as the value of I was 0, so 1 will be added in it. 0 plus 1, right, will become 1. So after this end of this loop, the value of I is 1 here. It is 1 now, right? Now it will go back here on the fourth line. Now again it will check whether the value of I is less than 10 or not. Yes, 1 is less than 10. So print it. So it printed it, right? Then again it incremented the value by 1. So it became 2 then, right? Again it is going to check right? Over here in the fourth line, while I is less than 10, yes, it is still less than 10 because it is 2 and 2 is less than 10. So it printed 2, again it incremented, and the incrementation will take part unless the condition is false. So at last we are assuming it printed 9, right? So here I'm assuming my value is 9, right? It printed 9. Then it incremented it by 1. So it became 10 over here, right? It became 10 in here, right? So after that, it will go back here, it will check whether I is less than 10 or not. No, this time it is not. 10 is equals to 10. It is not less than 10. It is equals to 10. So the condition gets false over here. So that is why the loop ended in here, right? So suppose some of you may ask, what if I want it to print till 10? So you can give a is equals to condition in here then, when the value is less than or equals to 10, right? So it printed 10 as well now. It's totally up to you how you define the condition, right? Yeah, right, Deepa, you got it. So see, you know na how many times you need to, like, you have an entire field, right? You need to saw an entire field, or you know you need to saw half of the field or quarter of the field. This is, you know, like what is your gonna be your end outcome, right? But you have to reach that outcome. You don't know how many let's say you holes you need to dig, right? You don't know how many seeds will be required, how many times you need to water the plants, right? All these things you don't know. Sir, it will start in the while condition to increase the number, right? Why we need to increase the number? Because if we don't increase the number, that this while loop will end up in a infinite loop. How? Let me tell you, right? I know it is gonna here, right? So as you know, as you can see here, I'm not incrementing it. So every iteration, the value is gonna be zero itself. So it will be in a infinite loop then. See, why isn't it printing? So you can try in your system. It might be, right? See, it started printing and it is printing 0 and 0 and 0 itself. Right now it is in if loop. Sorry, infinite loop. Oh damn. Shit. Just a second. Just give me a second. stands for create. Right. Okay. Now let's start this. I'll do one thing. I'll check once if I have a text file. So, guys, you can use any text file, whatever the text file that you may have in your system, or you can create one as well. I'll just have a look if I do have it. I must have that, I guess so. No, this is not the one. Okay, I'll download it. So you can simply file. Okay. I'll check on this. Let me verify to it that I'm a human. Okay. Now I can look for a text file. I'll download it. So you can go to the same website and from here you can download the text file, right? Any text file you can download, or if you have already, you can use that as well. You can create your own text file as well. It's totally up to you, right? Now, okay, right? So what you need to do after that, you need to upload that text file in Google Colab itself. So just go over here, right? Click on it, right? Select the text file that you have downloaded. Okay, I have loaded the text file in here, right? So as you can see, over on the left side, we have a text file now. Clear? So how it is gonna work now? So see, so at this point, just forward that we are discussing Python. So assume we are in a library, right? And in the library, I'm a librarian, and you're a person who came to read the book, right? Now the thing is, you asked me for a specific book, right? And I'll guide you through, like, you'll find that book in that specific shelf, in that specific row, and in specific department. So I have given you kind of a address to that book, right? So the same thing is gonna happen over here, right? So once you get the book, so you'll be reading, you'll be performing the operations on the book as per my instructions only, right? So first I asked you to open the book itself, right? I asked you to open the book. So to open the book as well, so first you need to reach to that book. So to reach to that book, you will require the path of that book, right? So let's take a variable f is equals to, right? Open, right? And then the path to the file itself, right? Then nothing is gonna happen at this point, right? Because we are just opening the file, right? Why is it like this? Okay, let it connect. It is connecting, I guess. Okay. Why is it like this? Okay, I guess I need to restart this once. Why? Mm. Okay, now I need to re-upload the file once in here. Okay, it's still here. Okay, let me execute this. Yeah, I'll just share the that link once again. No, no, not about the direction it is. It is I guess I'm not sure like why is this isn't working. Either it might be my system's issue or might be the Google Collab issue because the file is executing fine, but the only thing it is not showing the result. Wait, just try to download this once. Okay, I'm not sure. Oh, not sure, guys. Why isn't it working? Okay, let me just do one thing. As you can see, okay, I'll do one thing. I'll do one thing. I'll just close the collab and reopen the collab. Should work now. Still, it is not connected. Uh, just try to change the runtime. Let's see, as it was not connecting to it. Now, let's see. Okay, now it's connected. Now let me execute it. Let's see first if I had the file. No, I don't. And I need to re-upload the file once. Right, let it. Connecting to runtime to enable the file browsing. I guess now it is the Google Collapse issue, not my system's issue because this is an online ID. Why the heck it is happening? Now it is here. For the text file, now let me execute it. So at this point, I just open the file. So to read this file, I need to use the R command in here. How I'm gonna use it? So for that, you need to write it like this, right? So you need to define to your interpreter, oh, you want to read the file. So you will be specifying an R in here, right? This R indicates that you are going to or you want to read the file, right? Now print f dot read is the entire function to read the file itself. So this is the content of my file. Got it? This is how you can read a file. Yeah, at the end of the session, I'll share the collab link. Don't need to worry about that. So to open the file, the steps are simple. You need to copy the path of the file, right? And then after that, just this option, and you need to paste the file path in here. Right? This is how you read a file. Then the further is read function reads the entire code itself. Sorry, entire content of the file, but you need to suppose you want to read some specific keywords, or let's say starting five keywords, right? Or the characters itself. So it'll give five. So it is going to read five characters itself. Right? As you can see, utility, right? If I give 10 in here, it is going to read 10 characters then, right? If I give 11, right? Still, it is giving the same. Why? Because you may notice there is a space in here. So it counts the space as well, right? Whatever the spaces are there, right? It counts that space as well. Or the white spaces that we have, it counts that as well. Just simply go here and you will see the three dots, click on it, and you can copy the path then. Okay, now moving ahead, right? We have another function which is a read line function. So I'll copy the same code itself, right? Paste it here, and instead of read, I need to write read line only, right? So as read function reads the entire file content or the whole file, read line function reads each line one by one. So suppose you want to read the first line, you'll write it one time. You want to read the second line as well, you need to write the read line statement twice then, right? If you want to read the third line, then you need to write sorry, you want to read 3 lines, then you need to write 3 times, right? So this is how it does work. The read line function works. Right. Now, moving ahead, now we have understood the read function. Then we have append, right? As we all know what append does, right? Append simply adds the content at the end of something, right? Whether it is a list or whatever it is. So same work append does here as well, right? A, right? F dot write. I'll give the whatever I want to write, right? I'm learning Python, let's say, right? And I'll add a backslash n over here. So backslash n indicates next line. Whatever you are writing, write it in the next line itself. So if you don't give this statement, it is going to write it in the same line itself, right? And then you need to close that, right? So it is like I asked you to add something at the last page of the book, right? You wrote it, you close the book, right? Then you close the book, and then I ask you to reopen the book. Then you'll be able to see the changes that you have done. Sorry, not f dot write, it is f dot read, it is. So see, okay, I guess I gave the wrong slash. I had to give it like this. See, I got it in a new line now, right, with a space as well. If I attach this like this, then there will be no space in here while starting the line, right? So this is how you add something at the end of the file, right? Now let's see, there is a write option. How does this write function works, right? So the difference I'll explain between the append and the write. Right. So instead of A, the first thing you need to write W. That indicates you'll be writing something. And let's close this once. F dot close. Sorry. Right, like this. So what is the difference between append and write? So append, let's assume this is the book or this is the file that we have, right? This is the content that we already have in our file, right? So now what this append is going to do, it will simply add the line at the end of it, right? But on the other hand, how append works, sorry, how write works, it is going to overwrite the entire content. That overwriting means remove all the previous contents. It will remove all the previous content and then write the new content, right? This is the difference between append and write. I hope all you got it. Okay, cool. Okay, nice. If you got it. Okay. Yeah. Now the next thing is the create function, right? So create is like creating a new file basically. So it's simple. Okay. F is equals to open, right? You'll give a file name, right? So if you are creating a file, you must give a file name as well. Let's say new file and the extension of it as well, txt, right? And then you'll mention an x over here, right? So then f dot close, right? So see, at this point, there is no new file.txt file, right? I'll add it one. Now I execute it and you can see I got a new file in here, right? So this is how you do this thing. Right? This is how you create a new file, right? Now, how you can add content in it? You'll be using the write function simply, right? Just use the path of this file and add the content in it. I hope you got it. How does it work? That is gonna be only possible with the help of override function, with the write function itself. There is no specific function by which you can directly add in the third line or the fourth line. How to create a file? I have just told you, Mithun, how to create the new file. How do it contain in a file? So like the code for it. So see, you have created a new file, right? And then to add a content in it, you will be using the write function, right? Now I'll be sharing this collab with you all, right? Go through this, and there are multiple tasks I have given in the slide itself. I'll be writing this one as well. Create, sorry, task. Create a new file and add content in it, right? I'll be sharing this collab now, right? Go with this, practice all the codes that we have discussed today itself, right? So that you can have an idea about all this, right? And then if you have any doubts, then let me know. Then we'll be discussing your doubts, right? I tried to answer most of your doubts, but yeah, still practice all this. I'll be here, right? Practice all of this and let me know once you are done with this, had any doubts while writing any code or solving it, right? I have just shared the collab itself. Go ahead and do it, please. Recording, I won't be able to send. I am not the responsible person for this. So, Mithun, please connect with the support team. They'll guide you through how you can access the recorded lectures. Right? I'm here, guys. Let's start from the for loop itself. See, from here, the loops has been starting. So, start from the for loop itself.
Guys, I guess you already have the access to the collab, so please don't share the like the request on my mail for the access. Okay. No, I won't be teaching the entire concept again, right? Just go through this and you'll get the recorded lectures, go through that again. If you had doubts in a specific concept, you can let me know about that. Yeah, you can use the same concept, Bhuvnesh, over there as well, right? Then it works the same for that as well. Yeah, please tell me, Deepika, what is the doubt? So from wherever you are receiving the mail link, sorry, the meeting link, Mithun, you can connect over to the same mail itself, or mail or a WhatsApp group or the number, wherever, from wherever you are getting the meeting link. Okay. No, Udyat. Yes, sir, Vandana. Right. I'll share the Google Collab link once again, sure. Yeah, share the collab link once again. Have a look. Yeah, that's it, Janvi. Yeah, right. Yes, you can print the decimal numbers as well. Then there you need to define the float. It's totally up to you, Raghav. For the practice purpose, either you can download it or you can create on your own as well. Okay. Okay, guys, so we'll be ending the session right over here. This is it for this session, guys. Rest of the things we'll be discussing in the next session. So thank you, guys. Bye bye. Thanks for joining the session. See you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye. Have a good one.